Hello there. Welcome back to Introductory Accounting Game 4. In this video, we're going to look at the question for the question paper of November 2023. On that question paper, we're going to look at question 4. This question 4 is on the preparation of the statement of profit or loss. So this is our question 4, and it requires you to spend 45 minutes on that question. And we are only going to look at part 4.1. So the question is the following trial balance appeared in the books of Kundali Cakes from Heaven, 31 March 2021. So the first question is saying, prepare the statement of profit or loss of Kundali Cakes from Heaven on 31 March 2021. And the question is 23 marks. So we go to our question to see what we have. So on the question, it says, the trial balance of Kundali Cakes from Heaven on 31 March 2021. So we're given a trial balance where we're having the debit column and the credit column. So this is a list of balance that we have. So if you go down, you see that this information that we have, the question. Let's try to see what we have until go to the end of the question. So we also have additional information beneath that trial balance, which is the merchandise was valued at 579,000 rands 462 after a physical inventory taking on 31 March 2021. So basically what it means is we are only given the closing inventory as our additional information. So if you go to our answer section, you see that this is our statement of profit or loss. So having this statement of profit or loss, we are going to start with the figure for revenue. Obviously, remember in the statement of profit or loss, the figure that we start with is the figure for our revenue. So we are just going to start as such. So if you come here, we are going to have our revenue. And then we go back to our question to check what revenue figure do we have there. So you'd see that on revenue, we can go up to see the figure that we have. You come here, it's that on the nominal accounts section, that's where we are going to have our figure for revenue, which is 698,450. So this is the figure that we have. So we are going to pick that figure as 698,450. We come here. So we are saying our opening figure there is 698,450. So this is what we have said. From there, remember, we check if you've got any sales returns or any data allowances. If they are there, we subtract here so that we get the net figure there. But according to the question, we do not have such. So we are just going straight away to less cost of sales. And remember, on cost of sales, we are going to calculate cost of sales beneath this. Remember the formula that we use to calculate cost of sales, we say opening inventory, add purchases. If there are any purchase returns, we subtract them, or any creditors allowances, we subtract them. And then we are supposed to add our carriage on purchases if they're there. And then also if there are customs duties, we add them. And then finally, we are supposed to subtract your closing inventory so that you get your cost of sales. So this is just what we are going to do. So we are going to start with our figure for opening inventory. So on opening inventory, if you come back here, you see that the figure for opening inventory, you find it in the list of balances. So obviously, if you come here where we've got at the beginning of the question, we have got the figure for opening inventory, which is here trading inventory 1 June 2020. We have got 63,670. Remember, this is 1 June 2020. That's where the year is starting. So this is going to be our opening inventory. Remember, our year is ending on 31 May 2021. It's starting on 1 June 2020. So this is going to be our opening inventory, 63,670. So you go there. We have 63,000. 670. And after that, you are supposed to add your purchases. You are supposed to add your purchases. So we are saying add purchases. So we can just go there again old question and try to see what figure do we have for purchases. Of course, we are going to get that figure on the nominal account section. So here you see that purchases is here. We have got the figure of purchases 959,647. So this is what we are going to put there as our purchases. So we are saying 959,647. And then after adding purchases, we check if you've got our carried on purchases or our custom duties. So we can just go there to see if we have such. Remember, we are saying carried on purchases and custom duties. So if you come here, you see that we have carried on purchases, we have it here. And then we've got custom duties again, we've got them here. So we're just going to add them there beneath our purchases. So you come here. See now, add carried on purchases. Add carried on purchases, whereby you give 25,353. 25,353, and just maybe get cross check on figures, and then for cost of custom duties again, we've got 23,367. Then you add again custom duties. Then the figure that we have is 23,367. And then after that, we are supposed to add so that we get the total for inventory available for use. So if you add 63,770 plus 29,747 plus 25,353 plus 23,367, at the total that you are going to get there, let's try to see what total do we get. So the total that we are going to get there is 1,071,987. So here we are saying 1,071,984. And this figure we are saying this figure is our inventory available for use. And then we can go back to see what we can do there. Get our closing inventory. So here we are saying less closing inventory. Remember, when we are saying less, we are subtracting. So this means we are going to subtract that figure for closing inventory. And remember, the figure for closing inventory, you always find it in the additional information at the end of the year. So here we are saying the merchandise was valued at 579,462 rands after a fiscal inventory taking on 31 May 2021. Remember, on this date, that's where we are having our end of year. So this is our closing. So this figure becomes our closing. So we go there. Now we are saying the figure that we got there was 579. 479,462. So remember, we are saying less. When we are saying less, we're subtracting. So having done that now, we can close here and say 1,071,984 minus 579,462. And then obviously you are not getting your cost of sales. Here we are now seeing we also close on top. The figure that you get is 492,522. And then you can close your brackets. Then to get your gross profit, you are now saying revenue minus cost of sales, then you get your gross profit. So you're saying 698,450 minus 492,522. Then the figure that you get there is 205,928, and it becomes your gross profit. So here we are saying that answer will come beneath here. Saying it's here now, it is 205,000. 928. It's going to be your gross profit. So remember, it's a positive figure. If it's a negative figure, it's supposed to be gross loss here and put it in brackets to show that it's a negative. So this is what we have from there now. We add other income. If you've got any other income that we have in question, so you can just say plus other income. And then we can go to the question to try to pick all other incomes that we have. So if you go there, remember we go to the nominal account section, that's where we find other income. You can start from the beginning, going down to check in any income that you can find there. If you go down, you see that we've got rent income that we have there. Remember, all incomes will be on the credit side. So very easy to check. So if our rent income here, we've got 31,550. We also have interest income, which is here, 20,365. Then we've got also commission income, 29,455. So you can just go and list them there under uh, other income. So firstly, we can write our rent income. We are saying the figure that we have set 1,550. Then we try to put the next one. Remember, we found interest income. So we also have our interest income. So we can come here. The figure for interest income that we have is 23,365. And then we can have also have a commission income according to the figures that we checked. And the figure for commission income is 29,455. And obviously, those are the incomes that we have. So we can cross here to add them so that the total comes in line with other income. And then if you add three, the answer that we're going to get there is 84,370. And remember, we are saying plus, so we are adding to gross profit. So 212,928 plus 84,370. And then the answer that you get here is 290,298. This figure, we call it, we are going to call it gross income of the year. So this is what we have. And then beneath that now, we are now going to the expenses section. So you can just list all operating expenses that we have. So here, we can say also less operating expenses. Whereby we are saying, by less, we're saying we are subtracting. So the total for expenses will come in line here. So we can just list them just beneath that. So we go to the question to try to see what expenses do we have in the question. Remember, you can always find them under nominal account section. So we start from the beginning, go down to see what purchases we have. And we have got carriage on sales. It comes. So remember, carriage on sales comes under operating expenses, but carriage on purchases, we adjust it in the calculation of cost of sales. Very important to take note. So we have got carriage on sales, 19,133. Then we've got custom duties, 23,367. And then we've got wages and salaries, 168,239. So we can go and list those ones. So we are saying carriage on sales. Then we've got 19,133. Then we have wages and salaries. 168,239. And then we have rent expense. Let's try to see the next that we have there. And remember, we said we've got let's try to see carriage on carried on sales, cost, we've got carried on sales. We also have wages and salaries. Let's try to see the expenses that we are having there. We have got carried on sales. We picked as carried on sales as 19,133. And then we picked wages and salaries 168,239. And then the next expense that we picked there is rent expense, which is here 3,408. So we can just go there for rent expense. You put 3,108. So we go back again to see other expenses up beneath that we have. After rent expense, you've got fuel, which is for 3,575. Interest expense, we have got 1,425. And we have got advertising, which is 4,766. And also we've got insurance, 1,234. So this marks the end of our expenses. So we can just go and put these ones, which is fuel, rent expense, sorry, we have got fuel. Let's try to see. We have got fuel, and also we have our interest expense, and then advertising, and also we have got our insurance. So we can just go and list them there. So we are saying fuel is 3,575. Then next we have interest expense. Interest expense, we have our 1,425. We have our advertising, which is 4,766. And we also have insurance, which is 1,234. And this marks the end of our expenses, and then we can always close so that we add whatever is in the box so that we get the total for our expenses. So we close again here, and then the total will come here. So if you add, you see that the figure that you are going to get there for the total is 201,780. And remember, we're saying less operating expenses, so we're subtracting. So to get our net profit for the year, we are now saying 290,298 minus 201,780. So we can just come in. And then the other that we're supposed to get there is 88,580. And this figure is now the net profit for the year. It does close. So this is end of our statement of profit or loss. So remember, if you get a negative figure here, it's not net profit, but it becomes on your net loss. So you also obviously, when it's a negative figure, you also leave it in brackets to show that it's a net loss and it's a negative figure. So this is what we have, guys, in terms of this video. Those who have subscribed, please subscribe and share. We are still coming with more videos as we prepare for exams. As for this video, I'm signing out. We meet again in the next video.